Hey babes, happy Spooktober! We're back at again with another tutorial. This time we're doing the Living Dead / Tim Burton makeup style. I love this aesthetic. I think it's super fun. And it's a really cool and easy way to be fun and creative for Halloween. So I'll give this like a beginner intermediate level, okay? So before we get into this video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, follow me on all my social media platforms, and let's get into this tutorial. So I already blocked my brows. I already have a blocked brow tutorial for y'all. I'll put a little tag there for you guys so you guys can check it out. Anyways, we're going in with Shanel Cosmetics melapaint and Thunder. So I'm actually going to take it and mix it in with my foundation. That way I get my foundation looking very pale and washed out. So I'm pretty much doing my regular foundation routine like I normally do. So I always like to map out the concealers and then the contours and then my foundation, as you can see. And then when I map out everything on my face, I'm going to spray my face with some setting spray and I'm going to start blending everything. And I actually did not use any contour, any cream contour for this step because I'm going to actually use powder contour, which you will see later. And the melapaint was actually in gray because I wanted to use gray to make my foundation look more washed out. Next, I'm going in with Anastasia Beverly Hills translucent setting powder, and using a powder puff, I'm going to be setting my under eyes with this. And even though it is translucent, I feel like it does give like a little bit of a white cast, which I really do need for this look. And then I'm going to be using my regular face powder just to set the rest of my foundation. And then I like using my regular face powder because I feel like it doesn't wash me out too much. It's like a good balance being washed out and like a little bit of color. Next, I'm using Fenty Beauty invisimatte. I love this, and I'm going under my eyes again with this just to brighten up my eyes a little bit more and make my eyes look nice and smooth. So I'm going in with my favorite contour palette. I love this contour palette from Cosmetics. So I'm going into a really dark shade, and I'm just taking a really small smudger brush, and I'm kind of just mapping out where I want my contour. So I'm sucking in my cheeks so I can find the hollows of my face, because that's obviously when it comes to Tim Burton Living Dead makeup, you want to make sure you look like you're sunken in, right? And then I'm obviously just contour my cheekbones and my jawline. Gotta get snatched. I'm eating all those snacks, and the Living Dead, they're pretty snatched all the way through. So I'm gonna keep going in with the same color contour. I'm just using a bigger, fluffier brush now just to kind of diffuse the lines so it doesn't look too harsh. And I'm gonna keep blending it in until I get the right kind of blend that I want. And I'm going back in with the translucent powder for ABH, and I'm just going back in my powder puff, and I'm baking under my cheekbones, right where my contour is, so it kind of gives the illusion of it's more sunken in because it makes the contour look more pronounced. And I'm also using the setting powder again, and I'm just kind of setting my cheekbones just to really emphasize the contour. So I'm gonna start contouring my nose, and I want my nose to look very skinny and pointy like the Tim Burton characters do. So it's really hard for me to explain it, as you can see. So I'm just trying to shade it to make it look really pointy. So I'm shading the tip of my nose and then shading the sides into a triangle a little bit, so that way it gives more that pointy illusion. And then you want to also contour a little bit above your nose as well, that little line, so it makes it look like a little rosy nose. But once you highlight and everything, it's gonna make a big difference. So then I'm going in with a Crayon Case blush binder. I'm going with a nice plummy purple color. I'm using this on top of my contour just to really intensify the contour and add a little bit of color. A little bit of color, and to me it kind of looks like bruising a little bit, so I felt like it was really a good idea to use it. And I'm so good, and I'm also taking it and I'm putting it on my nose too, just to add that bruising, decaying kind of, not really decaying, but more like bruising, okay? And then I'm gonna go in with my concealer, and I'm just kind of cutting the contour a little bit just to make it a little bit more sharper, a little bit more defined, so you can really see the difference of it really sunking in. Okay, so I'm just going in with the setting powder just to soften up the line a little bit because I don't want it to look too sharp. So then I'm going in with Lashing Out Glam Graffiti Glam Liner and Pavement, and I'm using this water activated paint to create my brows. And I'm pretty much looking at an image of a Tim Burton character, and I'm just kind of copy the brows, and they have their brows really swooshy. Is that even a word? It looks like a Nike sign in a way. But yeah, as you can see, I'm just creating the desired shape. You can do different shapes of the brows, find a character that you like, and just recreate it. And I always like to take my time with it, slowly take my time with it, because it is black paint. Even though it's water activated, you can wipe it off, but just make sure you take your time. So I ended up changing my brows to blue because I feel because my hair is blue, I feel like it was a better fit. So I'm just going in with some eye primer right now, eyeshadow primer. And I'm going back in with the same contour that I used. So there's two contour shades. There's the two shades in there, the dark one and light one. So I'm pretty much going to be using those two colors to really contour my eyes. You want to make sure your eyes look very, very sunken in. And the key thing is you really want your contour to connect into your nose contour. So you can see my nose contour goes up to my brows, and then like the hollows of my eyes also connect to my nose contour. They all connect to each other, and that's what's going to create that like sunken in look. So as you can see, I'm really focusing the darker shade in my crease, and I'm using the lighter brown color just to like smooth everything out and kind of blend everything into my skin tone. But you really want to focus on the hollows of your eyes, and you want to exaggerate the hollows of your eyes, by the way. So don't follow your natural crease. I mean, if you have a natural like big lid, that's cool, but over exaggerate the lid. And I'm just going in with a matte setting powder just to like highlight my brow bone a little bit. And with this look, don't be afraid to be very heavy-handed when it comes to like contouring, especially with your eyes, because you really want to make your eyes look very big and sunken in. So be heavy-handed. Don't be scared to like contour that nose, okay? Get it snatched. So we're going with Norvina Pro pigment palette in volume 6. I'm going to use the black shadow, which is such a beautiful, rich, pigmented black shadow. And I'm using an angled like brush, and I'm creating a wing liner. But the wing liner is not going to be going up. It's going to be more level to like my eye shape. So I'm not winging it up. I'm just making it like go out straight. And the reason why I decided to use an eyeshadow, because I want it to be very soft. Normally I used to use like liquid liners, but I kind of want my look to be a little soft, a little dainty, you know? And I'm taking the same like black shadow, and I'm just dragging it under my eye. So like naturally you have like under your eye you have like a little like bulge a little bit, so I'm just following that bulge of the shape so it makes sense. It makes the illusion of bigger eyes. And then I'm just taking the same eyeshadow, and I'm going to be creating lashes, because I don't want, like I said, I want it to be very soft. So I'm just lightly like creating soft lashes because I don't want it to be harsh. And I'm going in with matte white shadow from the Norvina Pro palette, and I'm just highlighting the inner corner of my eyes. And then I'm just going back in with the black. I think I'm mixing a little bit of the contour as well, just to blend, have a nicer blend. Then I'm going in with a white eyeliner. This one's from Annabelle. And I'm just using this to like apply to my waterline and a little bit under my waterline too, to create illusions of bigger eyes. And you want to emphasize more of the corner, make it a little bit more droopier so it makes the eyes look bigger. So I'm going with Fruits Cosmetics Apple Branch Lashes. I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to customize these lashes. So I'm pretty much taking these lashes and I'm going to cut it in half. So I'm going to take the part that is the longer part, I'm going to put it on top of the short part towards the end. So it creates that very like fluffy, like flickered up look, as you can see. And I just love the effect that it creates. And then to really emphasize your nose being so pinched and skinny, you want to highlight just the tip of your nose and the bridge of your nose. And you want to keep it very small and tiny. Now it's time for the lips. So I'm going in with NYX Espresso Lip Liner, and I'm exaggerating my cupid's bow. You want your cupid's bow to be very, very sharp and pointy. Over exaggerate that. And then I'm going to start bringing out the corner of my upper lip. I'm going to bring it up, but we don't want it to like curve up. You kind of want to keep it straight. And I'm actually going in with my brow pen just to like really emphasize the lip going out a little bit more. And then I'm filling in my bottom lips, but you actually want to follow the natural shape of your bottom lips to give it that cute little small shape. Then I'm going in with Jean-Luc Matte Liquid Lipstick in Pearl, and I'm applying it in the center of my lips, and I'm using my fingers to kind of like blend out the edges a little bit so it's a little bit more softer. And I want to use a matte color because, you know, I'm trying to keep it, you know, matte, because they're undead, so they're kind of, you know, they have no life in them, so no shine. And this is the finished look. Something about this look always just so whimsical for me, and it's always one of my favorite looks to create every Halloween. And I feel like every year I'm always trying different techniques and looks when it comes to this undead Tim Burton look. And as you can see, I even switched up and put a crown, so you can really have fun with this makeup look. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if you like this tutorial, and I'll see you guys again in another video. Bye!